all the way from Pelion, South Carolina. Our Kakalak Poetry Prize winner is Heather Dearmon. So glad you could drive up from the middle of South Carolina to be with us today. Heather is certainly no stranger to Kakalak. She's been in virtually every issue, either as an artist or poet or both. And actually, I think we have her with both poetry and visual art. So we're going to ask Heather to talk about both, to read her poem and tell us about the art imagery she has in this edition. Excuse me. But Heather is a poet and photographer. She has work published in various anthologies, including some I can't pronounce, but it looks like Portsaluni, Earth's Daughters, Ecuminate, and I can pronounce this one, Kakalak. So please welcome Heather Dearmon.
Thank you, Richard. And I also just want to take this opportunity to thank Beth and Richard and Lisa, and to say, you know, not only do you edit this wonderful and beautiful anthology, but you also host these readings across North and South Carolina, and they're just so inspirational, and I know I've really been blessed by all of them, and I know everyone else has, so I'd like to give them a round of applause. I'm going to apologize now if I'm incoherent in any way. It's been one of those days where nothing has gone, actually the whole weekend, it just hasn't gone as I hoped it would have, and I only got maybe collectively 2 hours sleep last night. So I kind of am still in dream mode, which is fun. But, you know, dreams don't always go the way you want them to. I'm first going to start off by showing you my artwork, which is on page 92. And it's a photograph that I took in England of 2 of my friends. It was in front of a church door. I have this thing with church doors. The last issue of Kakalak was also a model in front of a church door. Both the models were ballerinas, and they were just very graceful in their movements. So they photographed really well. And now I would like to read my poem for you. I was very humbled and honored and surprised and thrilled to have won first place this year. The poem that won is it's a bittersweet win, because it's about my father, who was in a tremendous amount of pain, and he ended up taking his life in my front yard. So this poem is about that, but I do want to note that my father was the biggest fan of my poetry, and from the time I started writing as a young woman, he would drive me to all the readings, and I would write poems at night and leave them on the kitchen counter for him to read, and he was just my biggest supporter, and it's because of him that I am the poet that I am today. So this is also dedicated to him. It's entitled Not the Matter, and it's on page 2. The sky is pale. The grass where the bird's nest fell is umber. And I have been forbidden to tread outside to the tattered object, turn its cup toward my eyes, observe the wreckage within. From this window, I know the nest and 5 baby wrens are broken. Not far from the scene lies the mother bird, still and watching. But here I will tell you the actual matter. The poor broken babes are not little birds. They are my 3 brothers and 2 sisters, fallen down with piths rent. The disfigured nest is my father's body that from this window I I can see in the yard. Not far from the scene lies my mother, watching the pale sky, the tattered object, the umber grass where the bird's nest fell. I'm not going to attempt to read someone else's because, like I said, I'm still like in REM. I can mess up my own and forgive myself, but not someone else's. I brought another depressing poem for you all. I'm really good at that. My computer crashed, and I lost about 7 years worth of poetry. Yeah, some of it I had backed up, but of course the last couple months I didn't. And I have the original ones, but not the edited final. So I found this one, which was easy to access. I'm over my mourning period of my computer crashing, so it's okay. I'm not over it. I'm totally joking. I'm still really depressed. This was actually in the state newspaper in their recent contest, and it was selected in the top 10. And it's entitled Snapping Turtle, and it's another one that is about my father. In the end, I was trying to save him, even as it was midday and his dark, portly self was plain to other drivers who slowed, turned their wheels to avoid an unpleasant crunch. He was going to do it. Forge his march across the black pavement, and to hell with God or consequence or my inferior stick, gently prodding the grump to alter his course, circle back round to his pond, his den. A farmer pulled over in a rackety truck, shook his head, and brandishing a rake, rolled the hissing brute like a leathery ball off the asphalt, down the grassy bank, and back to the water's edge. Looking below, I saw the reluctant lump of him merge within the inky pool, and aloud I prayed he would find even one compelling reason to stay. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for that, Heather. Let me just ask